Basham. Thank you all so much again for tuning in. I hope your all's week has gone smoothly. I hope y'all are feeling refreshed on this Sunday evening or whatever day that you decided to listen to this. And just thank you all so much for tuning in. I love having y'all here, and I'm excited to get into it today. So without further ado, welcome back to Simply You. Let's get it, you guys. I'm so excited to talk and really just get into it, as I already said. The topic I had for us today was social media. Social media, we all know her, we all love her, we all hate her at the same time. So I'm excited to get into it. I feel like social media, it's just, with how much that it has grown, it's honestly insane to look at and see, because like our entire world and our entire way of living and lifestyle has literally drastically changed, I think, because of social media and how apparent it is in businesses and marketing, and even just with how we're spending our free time. Like, we went from spending our free time playing with our friends and going on walks and going outside to now we literally just like rot in bed and scroll on TikTok and scroll on Twitter and Instagram, and that's just how life has started to change. And it's really crazy, because I think there's so many benefits that can come from social media, especially as a small business owner like myself, where social media, I mean, it's the number one source to market your business, to market your product, just because the range and how many people have access to potentially seeing your brand and product. Like, you can't not use social media. Like, there's so many great ways to, I think, use social media and see the benefits that you want. But with that being said, though, social media, there's a lot of downfalls to it. There's a lot of negative things that can be brought onto us that we may not even be aware of, because we're just so used to this constant cycle of just always being on social media and always seeing other people's lives. And I mean, if you really think about it even more, we have so much access to the smallest detail of people's lives. Like, we have the opportunity to see someone's life, quote unquote, from the time that they wake up until the time that they go to bed. Like, I mean, yes, it's up to them to share with us what they want, but we've never had that sort of access before. And I think it would be naive of us to not talk about and not be aware of the effects that's seen inside of these people's lifestyles. Just taking the time to talk about how it actually does affect us. Like I said, with social media, there can be so many great things. I mean, like, even for this podcast, I try to use social media in the best ways possible. I mean, given I'm still new to it, I'm still trying to figure out how to get the brand more out there. But as far as like TikTok and Instagram, you know, like, just the more traction and engagement that you can gain on your social media platforms, that in return goes into how many people view your show or how many people buy your product, which then drives sales, which then drives revenue, right? So it's like, social media, it does have so many rewarding benefits, yes, but that being said too, like, it is so freaking easy to get caught into the cycle of being on social media and watching these people's lives. And like, it can be as simple as what this influencer is wearing to her workout, right? I mean, like, if you see an influencer constantly wear these really nice, expensive workout sets, that could possibly make you be like, oh my God, like, my clothes aren't good enough. Like, I need to have the most expensive workout set, which in reality, like, depending on where you're at, you may not be in a position to have those type of workout sets. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be working out or that you should feel self-conscious about what you're wearing to the gym. Like, no, the most important thing is that you're showing up to the gym. It doesn't matter what you're wearing to the gym. It just matters that you're showing up. And that's where I feel like social media can just take our value and take what we're focusing on into not really what we're doing. You know, it's like, we're not focusing on us showing up and working out every single day. It's like, now we're focusing on how we look like whenever we're working out. And like, in reality, I mean, like, yes, I'm a firm believer in look good, feel good, but the way you look should not dictate you doing something, especially with something as simple as working out. I think that the more simple that you can keep life, the better, always. And that's where too, I feel like social media just constantly tries to complicate things and just make life seem so complex, which, like, yes, life is complex, do not get me wrong. There are so many moving pieces to life, especially just as you get older. I mean, with bills, rent, mortgages, so much. Like, there's just so much. Like, I can't even think of all the things that come to mind. But I truly think that the way to get through life is to try to keep things simple. And that is so hard to do with social media. I mean, like, I even think about skincare routine. I was with actually my editor on my team, and her and I were talking about skincare in general, because she was complimenting my skin, and I was like, well, actually, my skincare routine is probably the most simplest thing that you could ever see, right? Like, I literally just use the same exact face wash from Walgreens and the same exact moisturizer from Walgreens too. Like, I am not out here getting the most expensive skincare. I do not have this 8-step skincare routine. And that being said, like, my skin's not perfect, but like, I rarely have breakouts, and I just think, not saying that you have to have this or that, but I just think that especially in like the skincare industry, I feel like the people who are making these brands, they are seeing what, especially just young girls and women in general, are insecure about: our skin, our bodies. It's all about how we look, it's all about our appearance. And instead of preaching that you're beautiful no matter what your skin looks like, no matter what texture you have, no matter what complexion you have, instead of preaching that your body's beautiful and just preaching to feel good rather than look a certain way, they're going into selling their products and selling their brands off of girls' insecurities. And that's where I think social media can be so toxic, because so many of what people are selling and trying to influence you on is all dictated off of people's insecurities. And that's where I feel like social media can just be so toxic, because it just tries to put you on so many things that I really just don't think that you need. Like, I mean, like, yes, if, I don't know, I'm not going to tell people how the fuck that they want to do their skincare routine, but what I will say is social media, the way that influencers and brands and social media in general portrays and tries to push out their products and brands, it's all centered around trying to change something about you. At the end of the day, these skincare lines making you think and believe that you need an 8-step skincare routine to have the most perfect glowy look about you, or these workout influencers making you think that you have to only do hot Pilates in order to have toned arms and abs and thin legs. Like, there's just so many different ways that you can do things, and that's where I think social media and these brands and these influencers can make you think that it's only their way, or you aren't going to look like that, or it's only their way, or you're going to be ugly, you're going to be fat, you're going to have bumpy skin, your skin's not going to have the complexion that you want it to be. Like, they just throw out so many, not really threats, but it gets to a point where how they're pushing it onto us comes across as, if you don't do it this way, your skin's not going to be clear. If you don't do it this way, your body's not going to look like this. If you don't do it this way, you're not going to be pretty enough. You're not going to be strong enough. You're not going to be this and that. And it is literally so fucking exhausting. And that's just where I'm a firm believer, and just keep it simple. Like, I mean, like, if we go back to centuries and centuries ago, like, they did not have this 8-step skincare routine, and I promise you, their skin was not horrendous, right? Like, I promise you, the women were not walking around with all of these pimples and scars on their faces. Like, you can even look back in like the 70s and 80s, like, their skin complexion of the woman that you're seeing throughout those times, they're all smooth, right? They're all smooth, they're all glowy, and I promise you, they did not have the products that we do now. And I'm not saying that the products aren't good, that they don't do things for your skin. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you don't need all of these products. You don't need all of these materialistic things in order for you to be deemed beautiful, in order for your skin to be glowy enough, or to have the perfect texture, or for your arms to be toned, or, you know, it's so easy to get wrapped up into trying to look like someone else, or to trying to have someone else's life, because again, most of these influencers are showing bits and pieces of their lives too. They aren't showing their real, not really their real life, but they aren't showing all of their life. Like, there's so much that we do not see, whether or not we believe it or not, like whether or not they even believe it or not. There's so much that we do not see of how they were formed, on how their brain works, on their process, and how they actually come to make a decision, and like just what is their intent behind everything too. Like, we only see their videos, we only see the videos, the 15-second, the 30-second, the minute-long videos that these influencers push out to us. We don't see the rest of their days, right? I mean, like, our days are so long that it's so easy to get lost into the art of comparison. And I say the art of comparison, I truly think comparison is an art, because if you master comparison and truly understand comparison and where it comes from and how it can affect us both positively and also negatively, I think it can just help you look at so many people and so many situations and brands, yes, with more ease, but also more of like a third party point of view too. Because that's where too, I think that as you're scrolling and you start to doom scroll, especially like on TikTok, right? It's so easy to see someone, whether it's a girl and she's just stunning and beautiful and has the perfect makeup or the perfect hair, or she's putting together an outfit, or just what she's preaching on just seems amazing, and she just seems like she just has her life all out and put together, right? Like, whatever it is, it's so easy to doom scroll and then click on her page, and then you start to scroll through this girl's page, and you are looking at her life, and you're like, oh my god, like, her life looks perfect, she's getting all these brand deals, she is living the life that I want. And as soon as we start to have that thought of, she is living the life that I want, or I want her life, or I want to be her, or she's so much better than me, and it affects us in so many ways that I think that we aren't even aware of. The second that we start to compare our lives, we take away so much value into what we are doing, into the life that you are actually living. And that's where, guys, there is no one else that is going to have your life. There is no one else that is going to have your walk of life. There is no one else on this earth who is going to have the same perspective and the same lenses behind your eyes to see the world that you do. And there's so much fucking power to that. That is truly what makes you one of one. That is truly what can be your superpower if we just embrace it. But that's where so many of us can just conform to what society wants us to be, and that is conforming to these societal pressures to be like these big time influencers and follow what these brands are pushing out to us to fix all of these insecurities that we have. Again, they are trying to push us away into what and who we actually are, and that is just simply us, you guys. Like, we don't need to change ourselves. We don't need to change how we look to deem ourselves as important, to deem ourselves as valuable, to deem ourselves as beautiful and sexy. Like, no, you are all of that just on your own. You don't need an 8-step skincare routine to have beautiful skin. Your skin's beautiful regardless if you have acne or not. Your skin's beautiful whether or not you have an 8-step. Your skin's beautiful whether or not you have an 8-step skincare routine or not. Like, there's so many things that can deem beauty, and a skincare routine, a hair product, a certain piece of clothing, those are not things to me that deem beauty, that deem if you are beautiful or not at all. To me, what defines beauty is, again, your perspective, the lenses behind your eyes, how you see the world, how you speak, how you hold yourself. Like, those are the things that truly make you beautiful in my eyes. I don't give a fuck about your skincare routine. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I really do not give a fuck about your skincare routine. I do not care about what products you're using for your blush and this and that. Like, yes, I do think it's beneficial and it's fun and it's feminine to talk about makeup and skincare and moisturizer and sunscreen and stuff like that. But talking about it in a way that's not trying to press it and push it onto you. You know, it's not saying you need this in order to have glowy skin. It's like, no, I use CeraVe moisturizer from Walgreens and I love it. You know, like, it's literally as simple as just saying that. But with comparison, I think social media, just with how accessible it is, I think it is the easiest way to start comparing your life and to start comparing yourself to someone else. And I'm going to say this over and over again. Your life is as valuable as you make it. Your life is as valuable as you make it. If you deem the influencer that you are obsessed with, if you deem her life as more valuable than your own, you can't expect your life to hold value. You can't expect your presence to hold value. If you deem all of these other people, all of these other things as more valuable than yourself, than your life, why would you expect the world to see you as valuable? Like, why would you expect your friends, your family, and even yourself to view your life, to view yourself as something that can truly have impact? But I don't know, I think for social media, yes, for small businesses, it has so many benefits. Because truthfully, I mean, as a small business owner, you really don't have much to work with besides just getting your name, getting your brand out there. And yes, there's different ways and strategies to get your brand and name out there. You know, it's word of mouth, it's also digital marketing, it's commercial. Like, there's so many different strategies in order to get your brand out there. But just with how the world is now, social media is, again, the number one way to market your business and to market your brand. But on like a personal aspect of it though, outside of your personal brand or your small business that you're trying to work towards, really just looking at the effects that social media can have on you, being aware that if you feel like you don't have confidence, if you are nervous to put yourself out there on social media, online, if you're doubting the way that you look, that your makeup's not good enough, that your hair's not good enough, that your outfit isn't as cool to post online, again, you are taking away the value of what you are doing and placing it onto someone else. You are taking away the value and the beauty behind what you're doing because you are deeming someone else's life, you are deeming someone else's outfit, someone else's look, someone else's face as better than yours. And that's where we have to realize and accept the fact, guys, that just because someone is successful online, that just because someone has a platform, a following, a community online, does not mean that they are better than you. It does not mean that they are doing better than you. It just means that they have more people watching. You could be doing the exact same things as your favorite influencer and you're just not posting it, and because she's posting it, you're deeming them as prettier or more successful, when in reality, like, if your goal is to not become an influencer and just look a certain way or just to feel a certain way or just to feel confident and good and content and driven and motivated, then why are we even trying to compare ourselves to the community or the traction and the engagement that they have, right? And I just think too, like, it all comes down to really just, what are your goals? What are your goals? If your goal is to have a following online, start to create that, right? But you are not going to create a following online by constantly comparing yourself to the other people who already have the following online. You are not going to gain that community by placing someone else's community as more valuable than, again, your own. Because, I mean, like, at that point, guys, you are saying that the people who are locked in, who are following you, who are so committed to you and your brand that you're trying to build, you're saying, you know what, guys, me, you, us, we are not cool enough, we are not good enough. These people over here, they are the real deal. They are the ones that we should be following. And, like, yes, they may be doing things better than you. They may be having more success in that realm. whatever it is that your goal is, if someone is doing better than you in it, to really try not to be jealous, to really try and not to compare yourself to where they're at, but really just take a step back. Again, I always say, take a step back, figure out what they did or what they are doing to gain that consistent success. Try to implement that, whether or not it's the fact that they are just posting consistently, or whether or not they are making certain sort of videos, or like focusing more on their strategy and not what they're doing, if that makes sense. Focusing on how they're reaching the success and not what got them the success, because what makes this person successful is not going to make you successful. Someone's niche is not going to make you successful, right? And that's where too, I think with social media, I hear it and I see it all the time, is find your niche, find your niche. And it's like, as soon as you find your niche on social media, you will be able to find your community and build it. But I think with that though, just to break that down, it can just be so hard, because say that your niche is makeup, right? There are thousands and thousands of makeup influencers out there. And if you are just constantly going and looking at all of these makeup influencers, you are going to slowly start to compare yourself. You are going to compare yourself and start to tell yourself that the makeup that you're doing is not nearly as good as theirs, that your video quality isn't as good, or that your makeup doesn't apply as well as theirs. And you're just going to start to be a lot more nitpicky about your own videos, about your own content, about your own brand and business. Whereas, again, if you know your niche, if you know what you're passionate about, if you know what you want to try to go after, again, if you just know your goal, at the end of the day, if you know your goal, just make subsequent goals that are going to reach your main goal. And again, this is where social media can have positive benefits, in the sense that it can really allow you to see what people within your niche are doing well to bring them that success. Are they posting consistently? Do they have catchy hooks? Do they have those things? It's not really about what they look like. I mean, like, yes, some girls are just drop dead gorgeous, where obviously that does play a factor. If you are just one of a kind beautiful, which I do think that we are all one of a kind beautiful in our own way, we just have to purely embrace it, you guys. But I mean, like, yes, there are going to be people who have those advantages with them, where people are just going to be automatically attracted to them, because that's just how their brain is wired. Their brain is wired to be attracted to certain things. It's just how reality is. It's how society is. But I don't know. I think with social media, it's so easy to get wrapped up in the likes and the following and all of that. And if we purely base our success off of how many people are liking our photos, off of how many people are viewing our videos, rather than making our success about how we're bettering each video, how we're showing up and posting consistently every single day, how we are working out every single day, like whatever it is that your goal is, if we don't deem our success as showing up and tackling those goals, but we are more so focused on the success coming from the people watching us, we aren't doing it for the right reasons, right? Our goal, because like at that point, your goal is just have people watching you. And if you want people to watch you, just literally just go stand outside like and naked. I promise you, you will get the eyes and ears that you want. But if you genuinely have a goal, make the success about what you're doing every single day to reach that goal. And I promise the journey, the process of it is going to be so much more fun too. And it's like, you aren't even going to get wrapped up into how many people are liking your photos or viewing your videos or this and that, or how many followers that you have. You're going to just wake up and start to get so excited just to even film, or just to work on your brand, or just to go work out. Not because people are watching, but because you want to do it. And that is whenever you know that you are doing it for the right reasons. Whenever you don't even need someone to watch you, whenever you don't even need people to know that you're doing it, you're just doing all of it behind the scenes until, again, it's your time to come. Because if you do it consistently enough, I promise you, you are going to start to gain that traction. You are going to start to gain that following in that community. But we can't expect just to automatically get it right. And I think that the more that we only focus on the results and on what we want to gain from it and not truly the goal that we want to achieve, we're like, it's just going to make the process so much more frustrating and so much more, I think, difficult to truly obtain and show up to, because your reasoning and purpose for why you're showing up isn't going to be for yourself. It's going to be for so many other people. And you can only show up for other people for so long until you literally have to start showing up for yourself. And the sooner that we can learn to show up for ourselves, the sooner that we are going to accomplish so much more. And I don't say that in a selfish way. I just truly mean that you move so much differently whenever you are doing something with a pure intention. Whenever you know that it doesn't matter who the hell is watching, I am going to do it the same exact way every single time. And I think that this can apply to sports, to media, to your job, to your hobby, to working out, like to so much. Because truthfully, if you are only going to do something right or the right way whenever people are watching, you really are not going to see that success that you truly want. That is what truly makes the great stand out from the good, because they are doing things the right way without anyone watching. They don't care if no one's watching. They are going to act and move the same way with 0 followers versus 50,000 followers. And those are the type of people that truly deserve that success, in my own opinion. So I just think, all in all, really just breaking it down, truly focusing on your own goals and how you can reach them every single day. I think, yes, watch and follow the people who are within your niche and who are doing the things that you want to do. Because again, inspiration is everything, guys, right? Like, that's how we can all start to inspire one another and really start to tackle those goals one by one. But I just want us to slowly start to be aware of, whenever we are viewing social media and our favorite influencers and these things online, trying to be aware of what we are truly taking away. Are we leaving that video, are we leaving their page feeling better or worse about ourselves? Are we leaving their page thinking that we need to change something about ourselves? Are we leaving their page thinking that we aren't good enough, or that they're so much prettier than us, or that they're doing so much better than us? Or are we leaving their page being like, oh my God, that's a good idea, let me take that and run with it and make it my own? Or, wow, she's doing so good there, that gives me so much confidence that I can do this too. Because that's where too, guys, I mean, online, I think that it can give us so much inspiration too if we just let it. But again, it's all just how we look at it. It's all about how we truly perceive social media and these influencers that we are looking at and that we are deeming successful, right? But all in all, I think just hold yourself to a high value, you know? Try to be aware of not placing someone else's life on social media more valuable than your own, because it's going to take away so much of what you're doing in your day-to-day. It's going to make your life seem a lot harder to live. It's going to make those more like mundane tasks so much harder and feel so much more stupid and dumb and worthless. Whereas if we can truly place value in what we're doing in our own self and in our own life, it is going to make the smallest tasks so much more meaningful. It's going to make waking up every single day just feel so much more fun and free, and hopefully it should give you more confidence too, just to go and tackle on your day too. Because again, you know you're doing it for yourself. You know that you're doing it, yes, to impact people and to build this community, but we can't build that community, we can't make that impact if we are not truly showing up for ourselves. Because the way to truly make impact is we have to be consistent. We have to truly believe in ourselves, and to truly feel that belief, it has to come from within. It cannot come from someone else. It cannot come from the community that you build. It has to come from within. You have to believe it damn near stronger and more than anyone else in the entire world. You have to believe in yourself. You have to vouch for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself stronger and harder and more than anyone else in this world. Because once you have that belief. And once you have that true connection and love for yourself to show up every single day and to truly know and believe that just because someone else is successful does not mean or believe or take away the fact that you are also successful, that you are also valuable too. We all have so much value. We all have so much confidence. We all have so many things to give to this world, but we cannot give anything until we truly believe that we can. We cannot see that success until we truly believe that we can be successful. We cannot truly be looked at as beautiful until we truly believe that we are beautiful. So I say this, I hope that we can take all of this and really ride with it throughout this week and really focus on just what you truly believe within yourself. Believing that we are worthy, believing that we are valuable, believing that the lives that we are living has value, has impact, and just let that fuel your confidence, you guys, because we all deserve to feel confident, and we all deserve to feel and see that success that we want to. Yes, it might look different. It might look different than your favorite influencer, but that's the beauty of it, is our lives are all going to look different, and that's how we learn, that's how we evolve, and that's how we also inspire each other. So find that value within yourself, stay confident, stay you, and keep going after it, you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in this Sunday. Make sure to like and subscribe, and tune in next Sunday on Simply You. Be here, be real, be you with Carla Basham. Thank you guys. Bye.